What's up, guys? Farooqi Bros back with another video, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler-free discussion of Birds of Prey. So this is going to be partly, 4 mini reviews from the Farooqi Bros, and us also discussing kind of where we think this movie fits in the wider DCEU. Do we like it? Do we not like it? Basic stuff. Again, no spoilers. So let's just start. I'm going to start us off. Of course, my official review will be on Rotten Tomatoes, so you guys can read my complete thoughts when you want. The link will be in the description. But basic thoughts, first reaction coming out of Birds of Prey was that it's a solid entry. It's a solid movie. Nothing extremely fantastic where you're coming out of it saying wow, but also nothing like a disappointment. At no point during the movie did I feel bored. Very engaging, lightning fast paced. The pacing of the movie is just never ending. The action sequences, it's like moving from big action set piece to big action set piece. Obviously, the director, Cathy Yan, is really good with those kind of character moments, and they got the director of John Wick to do the reshoots for the action sequences. So if you guys notice when you're gonna watch the movie when it comes out in a couple of days, you're gonna notice that the action sequences are very much rooted in that John Wick street violence vibe, where you get a little bit of mixed martial arts, you get a little bit of gun violence, but of course, more than anything, there's the sense of extreme, gruesome, bloody, rated R violence. So I think this movie does not hold back when it comes to the R rating. In terms of the story itself, I thought it was fine. Again, nothing to cry home about. I felt like very much of a spiritual sequel to Suicide Squad. In fact, it pretty much takes place right after Suicide Squad in many ways. So, and then Harley Quinn, obviously, Margot Robbie. She's probably one of the best castings, a super comic book character and actor castings we've seen in a long time. It's because she really just embodies Harley Quinn, and she melts in the role. Like, you do not see Margot Robbie anymore when you're watching the movie. It's literally Harley Quinn. So really good character acting there. In terms of new additions, obviously Ewan McGregor, who's our boy Obi-Wan Kenobi, shows out. I think this is probably the most fun he ever had in a movie, because you could tell every scene that McGregor is in, he's just having the time of his life. So I think it all worked, and the play between Ewan McGregor and Margot Robbie, the scenes they shared together, are some of the better scenes in the movie. Overall, just a solid movie. Not too many connections to the wider DCEU. Very much focused on Harley and these new band of characters. But yeah, that's my basic thoughts. What about you, Zion?
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said. Obviously, the real standout things were those character moments. Obviously, Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie did an amazing job of reprising her role. All the new characters were really great for the time they were there. Obviously, most of the screen time belonged to Harley Quinn, but for all the other scenes, you had Huntress, you had Black Canary, Renee Montoya, and Cassandra Cain. They're all great additions to the DCEU, and I feel like all the castings are great. The actors did a great job in their roles. Like you said, Ewan McGregor killed it as Black Mask, in my opinion. He was really out there, and his performance was really engaging, as well as Zaz also. Aside from that, the action was pretty insane. It was really over the top, fun action, but fun in a good way. I know a lot of times when DC fans hear fun, think, oh, it's Marvel or MCU fight or something like that. But once you see the action film, you'll know it's really high octane, really high paced, and it's a lot of fun to watch. What else? Yeah, the violence was really crazy. It's very surprising to see that much violence, actually. But it worked for the character. It worked. When you look at Harley Quinn, she's an insane character, and this film really captured that essence of her insanity almost. And once you guys watch the film, you'll see what I mean. Aside from that, I think overall it was good. There was no big negatives that really stood out, but like Shaw said, it wasn't really something that was so crazy or special that it takes a spot as one of the best things that's happened in DC or not. But just as a film, I think it did a great job bringing these new characters into this world, and I'm definitely excited to see more of them going forward.
Yeah, so for me, similar to you guys, I love the action. I was a fan of the R-rated touch that they decided to take, and I mean, a lot of us. I mean, you kind of saw it in the trailers, but it's even more crazier when you go and watch the film. That the violence is very insane, like Zion was saying, almost Deadpool-like. And then also another connection to Deadpool is obviously Ryan Reynolds does such a good job as that character. Margot Robbie is very similar in her talent when it comes to Harley Quinn. And I think all around there's good performances. Obviously, as fans of Ewan McGregor, like you almost want to like what he was gonna come with. So he did a great job. But like all the new entries in the DC universe, they're not. There's always like there's a step that they're not reaching. Like there's a level that they can go to, but they just don't. But yeah, like they're good. Like they're good. They're good movies. You watch them and then you forget about them. They're very similar to a Marvel.
Did you like it more than Suicide Squad?
Yeah, it was a little bit better than Suicide Squad,
Right.
but I mean, I'm not a fan of Suicide Squad either, so it's not really a compliment when I say that it's amazing, it's better than Suicide Squad. No, it's just like the movies seem to be made. A lot of them, you go when you're in the theater, I'm sure you enjoy them, but like after that, when you come out and you just forget about them, they don't really have an impact on. Well, I can speak for myself, right? Like they don't have an impact for me personally, but that doesn't mean that it can't for anyone listening. Or of course, I would tell people to go watch and make up their own minds for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it had some amazing like action and it had good performances all around. What do you think, Samir?
Although Birds of Prey wasn't really my favorite movie, it had some great scenes, particularly like the action scenes, and the cast was great. We already know that Margot Robbie is amazing as Harley Quinn, but for this movie, really, Ewan McGregor shines as Black Mask.
And I agree with Samir that this is, I think Ian McGregor really was a scene stealer and a show stealer. I think I wish we could have seen more of him, but the point I'm going to make is that, and like Umar said, that the DCEU is the one compliment I can give to this universe, this franchise, is that there's an extreme diversity of tone, where like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman has that one kind of grand mythic tone. Then you have Suicide Squad in this movie, which are very similar in that pop culture, heavy on the soundtrack, heavy on the music, incorporating live like real music into it. Then you have your more solo traditional blockbuster, which I put Wonder Woman and Aquaman in, and then finally you have the more children friendly, the more just comedy centric film, which you get Shazam. So I think every DCEU film kind of fits into their own little corner, and then when you put that huge tapestry together, you get a pretty interesting franchise. Either way, we're gonna see more of Harley Quinn because,
and even more than that, like in the diversity thing, you can like hats off DC because they're really pushing the diversity angle in their actors. You had Hispanic, Asian, African American representation. You had like all in major character roles. So that's obviously great to see. DC's obviously pushing that farther than the other studios.
Honestly, you could. I think what could have, like you're always gonna think about as a fan, especially. I think you're allowed to think about like what could have made the movie better. And in my opinion, like I think the Joker as another R-rated flick that obviously it's a different level of filmmaking, but I think the reason why is because the whole point of the movie is a character study. And I think Harley Quinn is one of those characters that you could actually do that with, even though it's universe, there's a universe involved and whatever, but Harley Quinn is one of those characters that can, like the Joker, she can hallucinate, she's one of those characters that if you were to like imagine if Todd Phillips did, or another director like chose that spin on this character, like imagine how amazing that would have been, right? And I think they can do that, especially with the R-rated. Like again, the R-rated touch was for this one more action-based, but it would be cool to see that.
Yeah, and then one credit I'll give to Kathy Annan, who's the director of this movie, is that Very
Truly
much.
a
Well,
good film.
again, this is both a detriment. It could be a curse or a blessing, depending on how you're seeing the movie. So, last point I'm going to make is that some people, in many ways, the movie's called Birds of Prey, but they could have just called it Harley Quinn 1 or Harley Quinn 2, and no one will know the difference. It's a Harley Quinn movie. It's her movie. She's the main character. The fact that it's even called Birds of Prey sometimes is like, how is this Birds of Prey? There's no Birds of Prey, really, but it's a Harley Quinn movie. She's the main character. It's her solo movie, and I express this in my full review, but in almost every way, this is literally a Harley Quinn solo, with some other characters having cameo appearances like Huntress and Black Canary. So I did think that, in a sense, this was kind of like a character study. There's a lot of moments where, again, she's talking in first person, she's talking directly to the audience, and she's talking about how she's feeling. She talks about Suicide Squad. She talks about certain elements, of her life. So I think in that sense, it is kind of character study. But of course, it's not like a Joker level character study. It's more like a comedy character study. It works. It works for me. I think it was a good movie actually. But again, not every single film has to be a straight up 10 out of 10 masterpiece. It could be just middle of the road, and I think that's what mine is, and so I'm going to give my official score right now. I personally gave the film a 3.5 out of 5. What did you give it to?
I agree with all the sentiments, and I also give it 3.5 out of 5. It's a fair score. It's not an average film. It's a little better, and I think 3.5 is fair assessment.
What about you, Umar?
Probably give it a 3, 2.7, something along those lines. Like it's fine, man. But like when you, I think you can, as a fan, not expect greatness, but like you want greatness, and when it doesn't reach that for you, then you can give it a score that you deem worthy. So for me, I'll probably give it a 2.7 or something along that line.
All right, and then Samir, what do you think?
I'd give it a 3 out of 5.
Got it. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about our thoughts? When you guys watch Birds of Prey in a couple of days, we definitely want to hear your full thoughts in the comments, so definitely sound off. Are you excited for Birds of Prey? Did our podcast make you more excited or less excited? Either way, I'll leave you with what Umar said. Make up your own mind, see the film for yourself, and then let us know what you think. From myself, from Zion, from Umar, and from Samir, this is the Farooqi Bros. We'll see you next time. Peace out.